All right, call to order. First up is approving the minutes of January 25th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of January 25th.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next is authorizing the payment of the bills.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the payment of the bills.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Let's see here. Next up is the treasurer's report. Very busy as usual. Tanya, anything you want to add? Take that as a no.
Yes or no?
Sorry, it takes me that long. I just got home.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
I left near 5. The only thing we're doing right now is we're finishing our tax bills, and they will go out by the end of the month. So that's our big project because it's the fiscal year end, and we're getting the tax bills ready with real property tax, and they'll be mailed by the end of the month, and they'll be available online to pay starting the 1st.
All right. Very good.
Very good.
And Tanya, the training for zoning and planning, you're tracking that for all the members, correct?
Yep. I just emailed a couple to one of the members today, and she's picking some others. She has to pick 2 more.
Okay,
So they're all actually up on it and sending them.
thank you. I'll make a motion that we accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right, here we go. Cemetery is first. Yeah, where I know we're waiting on the quote from Bob for the electric still. All right, looks pretty straightforward.
I'll make a
Did we get-
motion. Go ahead, Kevin.
Timmy was supposed to check into, have somebody look from his department look into it. Did we get a second opinion or?
Yeah, well, yeah, we have to redo the electric. That's what they said. So, and so I think we're still looking at putting a new building up at the top of the hill rather than trying to rehab the old one and run electric all the way down to it. So,
But just, for shits and giggles, I was talking with Jim Toolin Senior. He seems to think that we can do a lot of the work that was in Beard's projection that could save us a ton.
I think that's probably right.
Because I really respect his opinion on stuff like that. Because
Yep.
over the years, he's saved us so much money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you guys. Sorry to interject.
No, you should interject.
Yes, please.
Well, yeah, a lot of the stuff when I told Bob to redo the quote, well, I told the secretary, actually, she was the one that answered the phone. I told him, running the electric with the sand, down to the garage, for the new building, down to the garage, and just the fiber optic or whatever, just to the building up top would be a lot shorter than what he had originally planned on doing. And
Yeah, we don't need fiber optic all the way down.
No, definitely not. I just figured to the building, if we're putting the new building up top, that's where we would run it for the phone, internet, all that stuff. So, and as far as I also told him for the quote, not to quote anything for inside the building itself, that we could actually handle all that ourselves. So just straightforward, running the electric, sand in the bottom like he was talking. So.
Hey, Chief A's. All right, thanks. Yeah, no, I think we can do that. We're gonna dig the trench and everything, right?
That's something we could probably do if we actually had access to we have our backhoe, which is okay from going all the way over and then down so far. I don't know about going down over the bank to
Right.
garage itself. I mean, that's kind of risky. I would think we might have to either borrow a mini hoe from somebody or rent a mini hoe, something like that.
Or isn't it something a ditch witch could do?
Yeah, that's what I mean, like a mini
Okay.
tractor.
Yeah.
So I just I don't really know a whole lot about this. I was just going by what Bob was quoting that needed to be done. So I just know that if we do it, we won't have to worry about it again in our lifetime. So that's what I was thinking about.
I definitely think, we're gonna do it. But I think that there's a lot of it. We got a lot of capable employees.
Yeah.
We do.
I breathe that.
Hey, Chief Pittman, now you're unmuted.
Wow. My wife's trying.
Put her on, Bob.
Both chiefs acting up tonight.
I just don't want tater tots.
All right. Very good.
I also talked to Tanya about getting a couple other quotes too, as far as that goes. Like I said, you guys will just have to tell me how you want to do it. I mean, we could, the only thing I'm worried about is not, starting the season off with actually, no electric. So it's going to be rough. I'll have to base down there at the DPW until it's all set.
I'd say go through the list of things that will need to be done electrically, pull out everything that we can do, and then just ask for quotes for the things that we can't. And then we'll start getting ready to, pour. Are we pouring a pad for that? We are, aren't we?
That's what was discussed. That's why if we got in there and got the electric ran and done, we wouldn't have to worry about it as long as we had electric down to the garage.
Right.
We could always do put the building in at a later time after we get the foundation poured.
Okay.
But
So
if the electric service is already in there and set, ready to go, all we got to do, pour the pad, bring the new building in, drop the building, and then run the electric service in the building itself. So,
okay.
But
That's what we should do.
Because the one thing I've learned over the years is we have a lot of talented, qualified employees that can do multiple different things.
Yeah.
We do. All right.
And I know talking to the guys too inside the building itself, I mean, that's literally stuff we can go do, on the go too, as far as insulating it, so.
Good. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good thing. So, okay. Yes.
I have a question for Mr. Toolin. You have 10 people in your crypt. How many more can you put? Because it's just kind of winter here yet.
Oh,
How big is that?
We're putting another one in tomorrow. We actually have room for quite a few more. So.
Oh, okay. Quite a few. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good number. I like it.
I don't know what the exact count is, but I think we could hold somewhere between 20 and 30 at least.
Okay. Well, it is February, so yeah, that's good. I was worried that you may get, stuffing them in there.
I did
All
not
right.
know that. Cool.
Yeah, we can hold quite a few. So we're good for now.
Good. All right, I move that we accept this report as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Okay. Thank you, sir. Codes report.
I read it. It was, great as usual. It's pretty detailed. I didn't see anything of major issue.
I don't know. There's one sketchy permit on here.
Is that a 46 North Main?
It would be.
Is that Mikey Myers?
No,
that's me.
Oh.
Had a roof done on the barn, so I made darn sure that I had my permit all
bet
set.
you did. All right. Do we have a motion to accept this?
I'll make a motion.
All right. Ed makes it.
I'll second.
Kevin, Pat seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Good. All right. Dog control. Uh-oh.
I always get that sideways for some reason.
Yeah, they come inside.
Yeah, they come inside. Yeah.
And they got their dogs back, so that's good.
Yep, that is good. All
I know
right.
mine took off today. The little clip that I put her on her chain was frozen, and I took my hand off her, and away she went. So
They'll do
she
that.
came back though.
That's good.
I'll make a motion that we accept the dog report as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Good. All right. Streets and parks. And I think I know Phil's off today. Let's see. Oh, that's good. The snow blower on the skid steer works really good. I didn't know that.
I saw it come down my street. It looked like it was doing just great.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, I saw they've been making ice on the green. I saw kids out there playing the other day, so it looked
Yay.
good. Yep. All right.
I'll make a motion to accept the report.
Second.
Add seconds. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right. Fire report.
I guess they went up to Scott today where somebody ran into a telephone pole that was down. So I hope the person was okay.
Hmm.
It was on the road going down to the lake.
Chief does note in here about the space heaters. They are a common cause of fires, and he says there should be a 3-foot space completely around the heater, and they should be plugged directly into a wall and not to an extension cord.
Yeah, the other thing I like that he had in here was if your pipes do freeze, please don't use a torch or a salamander heater to thaw them out, as they're known to burn houses down.
Yeah. Yes.
Good stuff.
All right. Chief, anything you want to add?
No, other than I did go to the accident up in Scott, and there were no injuries.
Oh, that's good.
She just drove off the road and took the pole out completely, and then went down the bank. You could barely see the car from 41, but she got out. She was fine.
Good.
Very good.
Thank you for what you do.
Yes.
I'll make a motion. We accept this report as written.
Second.
7 seconds. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. Thanks, Chief. All right, we got the fire inspector report. I know that it's going well. Kevin McMahon is helping him. He is having a little trouble getting in for some re-inspects sometimes, and so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens after. If a third re-inspect notice is ignored, do we have a fine schedule for that? I don't know. We'll have to look.
I will say this, though, that he's very thorough.
Yes, Kevin, I have heard he is very thorough.
I mean, he's just doing his job. He's protecting,
Right.
this is very
Yep.
thorough.
Yep.
I got along great with him because, I've been doing this for a while, but
Yep. Good.
very, very thorough.
Hey, that's the only way. We don't want anybody hurt.
No, it's a good thing. I'm not bitching.
Oh, I know you're not. I mean, yeah, it's good.
All right. We have a motion to accept this.
I'll make that motion.
All right.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Excellent. All right. Police Department.
$460 calls this month. Wow. Only 38 tickets though, so that's not too bad.
Come on, chief, you gotta generate some more revenue here.
No.
Yeah, that's the misconception. We
Yeah, I
don't get any money from speeding tickets.
And the
I
town
know.
doesn't make any money either.
I know
so-
that, but we should.
I know you know it, but it's good to bring it up because a lot of residents don't know that
They don't.
we don't get any money from speeding tickets. We're not one of those towns that runs on speed traps. I visited one of those towns in West Virginia. Man, that's all they did. That was their main source of revenue, was speeding tickets to tourists. Not fun.
And Dryden was notorious for that for a while. So.
Yeah, but we don't get anything. So, and Coffee with a Cop went really well. I came for the tail end of it, and
Yes, thank you.
happy. Thank you for hosting it, Kevin.
I was very pleased. I talked to Chief today about it, and just it couldn't have gone any better.
Excellent.
I had to drive around the block a few times to wait for a parking spot to open up.
I wondered about that. I wondered because Corey's is generally pretty busy, but yeah, that was good. It seemed like everyone was happy. So, Chief, you want to add anything?
Well, I had hot dogs and my tater tots for dinner tonight. Yeah, I appreciate Kevin hosting that. It went really well. We had a great time over there. Looking forward to the 16th.
I'm helping.
And I see Kevin Smith's on here. It reminded me that I got to call him back. So
There you go.
that's all I have.
I also want to thank you, Chief, and your department for helping to hand out the COVID-19 test kits on the 28th as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that went great as well. So thank you, Chief.
Yep, you're welcome.
And thank you to your officers.
Thanks.
Let's see.
I'll make a
Also-
motion.
Oh, there's just one other thing that I gotta toot the horn a little bit, because we did get listed as the fourth safest city to live in America. And I, of course, attribute that to our Homer Police Department and Chief Pittman. So that's a really great thing. Our crime rate is so low compared to other areas. It's phenomenal. So
Thank you, Chief.
really,
Well, thank you. I just think it's a team effort between, us, meaning the police department, the community, and everybody. Very humble, but it's good recognition. And again, it's just a team effort.
well, yeah, but you put such a focus on community policing that makes all the difference. I mean, I really think that makes all the difference.
And it does. When the community works with you and to resolve the problems, it does.
Yep.
Yeah, but when you think about that ranking, that's incredible.
Yeah. Well, and if you look at the number, our number was, I'm looking at it, 32.46 incidents per
100,000.
100,000 residents, and it jumps up to in the hundreds and in the thousands for most other places. So we really do live in a very safe area, and we have our awesome police department to thank for it.
All right.
So, all right, do we have a motion now?
I'll make a motion that we accept the report as written.
Can I throw one thing more out there?
You sure
Yes.
can.
We're our phone lines are still down. We've been working. Tanya's helping me out, and we're trying to resolve the problem. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get that issue straightened around. So
Okay,
that's all I've got.
very good.
Thanks.
Yep. If people need to get in touch with the Homer Police Department, they call 911. It goes to the same phone center in the county. So, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Good deal. All right.
You guys are good with me. I'm signing off. Finish my tater
Go
tot.
eat your tater tots.
Thank you.
Get some
everybody.
extra ketchup, Chief.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
All right, Zach is probably at basketball, but looks like things are going well. He got a great compliment the other day. I guess someone who used to live in Homer that lives in Dryden was complaining to the Dryden Rec Department and said, "Why can't you guys be like Homer?" So that's good. That's a good compliment for us. He does mention in his report he would like to find a place in the village to put in a pickleball court. And I think that's a really good idea. I hear more and more and more about pickleball and how popular that's gotten. And I think we might try to find a spot at some point, maybe look for some grant money or something, because I know that is a really popular sport.
Don't forget that you've already had some interest in a community park where you could do that.
Yes. Yep. We do have interest in a community park. Yeah. It's pickleball. I think it's got to be paved. I have to look into it. I think it's kind of like a tennis court, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
From
very
what I know,
similar.
yes.
And for those that are worried about winter lasting so long, good news is Zach's starting to look at the concert schedule.
Yes.
So that's a sure sign of spring right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. And at this point, I think that we are going to be on for the Easter egg hunt. So
Yay.
that'll be good. All right. Do we have a motion to accept Zach's report?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Ed.
I'll second.
Thank you, Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Very good. All right. Water and sewer. I don't see Buzz on, but oh, no, there's Buzz. Let's see. Boy,
I saw that we had the big meters in, so that's a good thing. So they're here. So that's a good start.
Oh, good.
We're gonna stick one in at the bowling alley tomorrow.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Anything else you want to add, Buzz?
No, everything's seems to be pretty good. Like I say, we had a little trouble with the chlorine thing there, and we got that resolved. The other thing was alarm services there. We had some problem with the one that's in our garage for the water. It started out, it wasn't sending the message out to say that it was working. So they came out and tried to fix that. They didn't fix that. And then it was saying power was out. We kept getting calls, power was out. We're standing right in front of it and the power's not out. Which we kind of fixed ourselves. There's nothing but loose screws on the panel. So but
Technology.
everything's pretty good.
Good.
We fixed one main leak there the other day up there in Suits.
Okay, good, good. Very good.
Keith or Buzz, anything for our residents in cold weather and their pipes and such?
Yeah, just keep your, heat on around by your meter. We've had quite a few people freeze. I think we're up to 4 busted meters and they're $140 a piece. So it will save them that. We had a few people get thawed out. The line actually froze. So yeah, just keep some heat on there a little bit.
When pipes freeze, Buzz, what percentage of the time do they burst versus just freeze?
Very seldom they burst. They more or less burst if they're in the house. I've seen them mostly where they'll burst inside the house, but in the line in the ground, it just keeps continuing on. It's not like deadheaded where it's going to swell and break. So, yeah.
All right.
I'll make a motion. We accept this report as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I will say.
Unanimous. Very good. Thanks, Buzz.
All righty.
All right. Let's see here. Privilege of the floor. I don't see Fred. All right, here we go. We got lots of garbage stuff to talk about. Well, yeah. Why don't we move them all together? So let's go to B first and approve the budget adjustments.
I'll make a motion. We approve the budget adjustments.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then approve the payment of the sewer bond.
I'll make a motion. We pay the bond.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. All right. So here we are. Garbage and recycling. So we have a couple different things to talk about. The fines, and also renting out cans to residents, and the allotment that we are going to allow people to have. So I think we're going to go with Ed's suggestion, which is you get one set if you have a single family home. If you would like to rent an additional can, there's a yearly fee, and the yearly fee is based on a formula, which is essentially it's the cost of the hauling plus the cost of the tipping divided by the number of cans will equal what we're going to rent a can for. So it's essentially it's at cost. It's not like we're making any money on it. And that formula is, we can't give you an actual number because that formula will change every year, but it'll be based on a formula. Tanya, do we have what it would be for this year?
Let me look it up and make sure what it is, because I have to pull out what next year's budgeted it is and then open the spreadsheet. Just give me 10 minutes.
No problem. No problem. Okay. And so I think that that's the way to go. And then basically, if you've got a dwelling that has 3 apartments or more, you get 2 sets of cans, 2 sets of 2 recycling and 2 garbage. And if you have to go more than that, you have to rent a dumpster, basically. So I think that that's the way to go. I think, we've kind of chewed on this for about 6 months. Any other thoughts from the board on that?
I don't know. I thought I met with Tanya and someone else on this, and we figured all this out already. Singles one, duplexes 2, anything else you have to rent one.
Well, duplex, I think duplexes we were only going to give 1 set to, but
if it's a home on a duplex, they each get a set.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 residences and 2 taxpayers.
It's 2 families.
Yeah, they would get a black and a green each.
Right.
Okay, but duplexes aren't.
They're not commercial.
They're not. Well, no, they're not commercial, but they're also not 2 separate residences. They're 2 separate residences, but it's 1 tax ID.
Really?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
I did not.
Well,
I did not know that.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a condo, or a townhouse.
Okay.
I always thought duplexes, you could have 2 families having a deed to a half a building.
Oh, wait a minute. You're right.
That's what I thought.
No, you're right. You're right.
Wait,
And I used to
in the
live in a
Village of
duplex. I don't know
Homer-
why I blanked on that.
in the Village of Homer, none of the duplexes are owned by 2 different people per se, except there's like 1 that does.
But they
Otherwise,
do.
it's just a rental.
But each side of the duplex does get its own tax. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, it gets 1 tax
bill. It's
ID,
1 tax bill.
and they're both on the tax bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's what it said on my example.
Right. And so that
So,
should be 1 set.
the cost of a garbage would be $150, and the cost of recycling would be $70.
Okay.
It's
That's
really
very
not that
reasonable.
much.
That's per year.
Per year.
Okay.
Well, that could go up or down depending on the tipping fees and the amount of garbage that we send, because it's going to be based on a formula. So that's the cost for this year.
Okay.
And then, we'll run the formula again next year. And so we will contact Syracuse haulers and have them bring down I think they're going to bring 10 of each down so that we have them. And then if residents want to rent them, they can call the village office and we'll arrange it. There are people who are renting directly from Syracuse haulers. That is going to have to stop. They're going to have to rent from us because that's Syracuse haulers double dipping, and that's not okay.
No.
So once you set the numbers here per place, we have some people with more. Are we picking them up or?
We're gonna, if they have more, then we will send them a bill for the second one. If not, if they don't want to pay it, then we'll come and get it. But yeah, we're not gonna grandfather it in. That's not fair to everyone else.
No.
So we're good with if it's a 3 units or more, you get 2 sets. If you need more than 2 sets, you have to rent a dumpster.
See, I thought
Duplexes get 1 set.
in one of the other things we were looking at, it was a max of 3. It was listed that they'd get 2, but you could rent up to 3, but no more than 3.
Right.
We could.
And the reason I bring that is because we do currently, dumpsters are not allowed in certain locations, so we have to.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
That may work, Pat, with some of our 6 apartment houses where they may need 3 versus 2,
Okay.
Right.
but they'd have to rent it. The
Yes.
third one,
Well, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So.
but you don't
we
want
should-
the whole street covered with cans where, you know.
That's what I was
Right.
just gonna say, exactly.
Right.
Right.
But we should probably put this, what we're planning in the Homer News, make sure it gets out there,
Yes.
kind of let this season get some feedback. I think this is a good plan, but there's always room for improvement and always room for feedback.
True.
Are you approving it tonight? And if you are, can we make the motion also to not include pilots? Because pilots, if you remember, we have to pay their garbage because we get a net profit. So we had talked about for pilot agreements, which we only have 2.
Right.
If we don't provide them garbage cans, we have to pay their service elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll exclude pilots. I do think that we should make the motion. I think that we have kind of talked this to death, and I think that we have arrived at a pretty decent solution that's fair for people. I mean, yeah, are we going to make people angry?
Maybe.
Some people will be angry, but this is the fairest thing to all of our residents, so that nobody is, free riding. Yes, Kevin.
I'm not exactly sure what Tanya just said.
So that we have 2 pilot payment in lieu of taxes properties in the village, and in the agreement we have to provide them garbage service. If we don't, we have to rent them a dumpster, and so we're going to exclude them from this, so because they have more than the number of cans that we're going to allow.
All right. Okay. Good.
Yeah, one of them
Can
is
we
the senior housing.
Can we also have a start date, like a month or so, because it takes a while to collect them and get letters to people?
Yeah. You tell us what date you'd be good with, and we'll make that the date.
Either March 1st or April 1st, either one you want.
I'd recommend April 1st.
I like April 1st.
All right, we'll go April 1st. That way the
You can
snow
always
should be gone,
change
too.
it if we have to. I mean, this is, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get it
Okay.
started.
All right. Are you guys good with this? All right, so the motion will be that we're going to change the garbage. If 1 or 2 family dwellings get one set of cans. If you have 3 or more apartments, you get 2 sets. You can rent additional cans for the cost of the formula that we just outlined. And if it's a multi-unit, 3 or more unit dwelling, you can have up to 3 sets of each total, but anything more than that, you have to get a dumpster. And this will exclude the pilot programs in the village.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. It sounds pretty fair to me.
I think it's fair. Any discussion?
What,
Favor? Oh, go ahead.
there,
ahead,
so there are gonna be some apartments that are already using other haulers.
Mhm.
I think they need to keep with that until we figure out what we're doing with cans.
Well, yeah, none of this will take effect until April 1st anyway, so.
Okay.
All right. Wait for Kevin to come back and then we'll vote. It sounds a lot more convoluted when I say it than when we just write it out. So we'll definitely put it in the Homer News, and we'll talk about it on the radio as well. Yeah, and we'll maybe we'll do some placement in Cortland Voice, just so everybody, we try to get it out to everybody. We'll put stuff in the water bills. All right, you're back. All in favor? All in favor? Oh, go ahead. Yes.
Once I can remember, I used to live up the street from Greg Leach before he started his business. I think I was 14. And I used to go around with him and pick up garbage when he bought the truck for like $1. Who knew the garbage was going to be such a complicated issue?
It is a complicated issue. Yeah.
You go to Florida every winter too. It's a good business.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Good
you
Lord.
read Syracuse Post had an article about garbage a couple weekends ago in the Sunday paper. Some folks are paying $400 or more a year
Yeah.
just on garbage service.
Yeah. No, this is an incredible deal that we have for
I think
residents of the
so.
village. It really is. They get a phenomenal deal. And for those that need to rent an extra can, that's $150 a year for this year. That's an amazing deal.
Yeah,
I already know of a couple residents who are going to jump right on it. So
Okay.
all in
You good?
favor? Oh,
Aye.
Aye.
aye. Okay. All right. So, and we have been going around and spot checking here and there, kind of randomly cans, and some people are going to start getting letters. You know, the first letter is a warning, and it explains why we cited you. And basically, there are a couple of different things, but the one that we get the most pushback on is the lid's not being closed all the way. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. If your lid's not closed all the way, first of all, animals can get into it. And I used to live next to someone who always had garbage out the top of their garbage can, and the cats would get in there and drag stuff all over the neighborhood. And raccoons get in there and everything like that. Also, the wind can blow it open easily and blow stuff all around. And Syracuse haulers won't pick that stuff up. So that means our village DPW has to take time and go and pick up your garbage if it's flying all around. So that's not good. The other thing is when the arm goes up, when the truck lifts it with the arm, if it's coming out the top, or if you have stuff outside the can, it's not going to make it into the truck. And again, Syracuse haulers isn't getting out and picking these things up. They have one guy and he lifts the arm and dumps it and goes. And so it would, again, falls on us to go out there and clean that up. And that wastes our DPW's time, and it wastes your tax dollars. And that's really what it boils down to, is we're trying to save your tax dollars here.
Yep.
Pure and simple. The same thing with having stuff on outside of the can or on the top of the lid. None of that is acceptable at this point. And the other thing that we might cite you for is leaving your garbage cans out all the time. And that, again, that just makes the village look really shabby. And so, you don't have to freak out if you don't get them. We give you 24, 48 hours, whatever. either side of it, if you're out of town or you can't get to it, we're looking at the people that habitually leave their cans at the side of the road all the time.
Well, if we're top four safest, why can't we be up there cleanest?
That's right. Yes, Tanya.
I've gotten a couple calls from people a little older, and they do have some smaller cans. So if they will switch them they don't have as many as everybody else has, but there's a few that need smaller cans, and if they could call the office,
Sure,
we can arrange delivery. I don't know how many they have, but they have told me they would switch a few of them.
yeah, the smaller cans are nice for people that find these large ones too unwieldy. And so, yes, if you want to call the village office and get on the list, we can get you some of the smaller cans, which are easier to maneuver. And of course, if you have a reason that you can't get your can in or out, or you need help or assistance or whatever, again, call the village office. We're here to help. We're not here to crack down on people who, need a little extra assistance or anything like that. It's we're kind of going after the lazy people, to be honest. All right. I think we've talked enough about garbage. Anything else?
Well,
Tanya sent the fine things on my phone, so you probably have it for the code guy if he doesn't,
Yeah. Yep. We've got the fine schedule. We've listed it several places, but we'll continue to post it and send it out.
that comes up to something that was number A. I'd like to designate that any fees or fines that we levy in regards to garbage and recycling go directly into the garbage, recycling, removal, and abatement.
I think that's great. I think that's a great idea. We should probably make a motion for that then. So that's your motion.
That's my motion.
I'll second that.
All right. Any discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. All right. I think we just have one last thing, and that's Pat. I think you brought that one up.
Yep, I got a call from a resident. He goes to work early in the morning. We have a noise ordinance, but of course, with some of the snow stuff, he didn't want to do the snow blower at 6 o'clock in the morning. But likewise, if you're trying to get to work, you can't be expecting somebody to shovel
Right.
the end of their driveway after it's been plowed, after the street plows have put in some of that wet compacted snow. I think this is something that it's reasonable that somebody that's getting ready to go to work can use their snow blower at 6 o'clock in the morning in order to get themselves egress. I mean,
I agree.
Nope. For most of us, you have your windows closed anyways, and you may hear it, but trust me, if you're in bed and you're hearing somebody's snowblowers, they're getting ready to work. Trust me, the guy that's on the snowblower trying to get to work is not a happy person either.
Yeah, I think that
Put the pillow over your head.
We could waive the noise ordinance for snow blowers. I think that would be fine, because again, no one's out there, whatever time they're out there snow blowing, it's not because they want to be.
No, it's not pure enjoyment by any means.
Right.
Hey, plow trucks show up next door to me at 5 o'clock, so
yeah,
I hear the clank and the plow and the motors, and no big deal.
So I'll let the resident know, and also let chief know, because the resident was trying to do the right thing and talk to the chief about it too. And this was something that was required board approval.
Very much trying to do the right thing, but yeah, I think that I have no problem with that. So, all right.
I did have one last thing, is that so the Living History Center renegotiated their billboard deal.
Okay.
And the people that are going to be redoing the billboard would like access to our side. I think that they ought to come and present to us as a board what they want to do and explain everything. But Cindy asked me to bring it up, but that's my thoughts on that.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll get back with them and tell them to get on the agenda for one of our future dates.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Anything else? All right. Dante, do you have anything?
Always forget to unmute. No, I don't have anything.
Very good. All right. We'll go around the horn. Edward.
Don't have anything.
Nothing. Kevin.
Coffee with a cop was just so much fun.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do it again.
Good. Good. I will be there. Pat.
Attended the Town of Homer board meeting, and they gave an update on the Wall Street and Pine Street bridges. You know, Pine Street needs to have some, it's yellow tagged, it's still drivable, but they're looking to get some work done on it. Re-looking Wall Street Bridge, and I asked for some feedback from some of our other village residents, and we've gotten some traction on that. It's a town bridge, but I'm part of that committee for that. We'll be taking some of the information to them. The town did not get any funding in the latest Bridge New York grant, but we also saw that Governor Hochul added $100 million to the fund. So we're looking to get organized and resubmit, and with luck have some more success on this.
Third time's a charm.
Yep.
Third time's a charm. Very good.
The other thing is, I've been hearing some things about the taxes. And I just want to reemphasize that, for the village residents, the village taxes are actually going down by 8 cents per thousand. Our 2021-2022 tax rate was 9.15. Our 2022-2023 is 9.06. So it's actually, yes, we increased our spending and the tax rate is going up, but the levy is actually going down because we've had quite a few home sales. Those have increased. So the actual amount that our residents are going to pay is actually going to go down by, if you live in the town and the village of Homer, it's going to go down by about 8 cents per thousand. If you live in the village and the town of Cortlandville, the Cortlandville side of the town, village of Homer, you're going to go down by about 6 cents. So, other places may be increasing, but I wanted to let some of our village residents know that your village tax is actually decreasing a little bit.
Good point. Yeah. No, we've worked very hard to not really raise taxes over the last 4 years. So
People got to know inflation is hitting everybody, so things cost more. So if you thought you were buying a plow truck for 80,000, they're over 100. So either you want your streets plowed or you don't. So I mean, you got to pay. And people want a few pay raises. I mean, they're not going to continue, working, at the 4-year-ago wages and things like that. So, we kept it pretty tight. So I'm pretty proud of our budget.
Me too.
That's all I have.
all right. I have nothing else other than what has been presented. So do we need to go into executive session?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Personnel matter. Yep. Before we do that, though, I'll open it up to questions from the media. Brad, I see you. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. For the cans, if a resident needs to replace their cans, if it's like damaged or something like that, is there a fee for replacement?
No, not for damage. No, they can call the village office and get them replaced. I mean, they do wear out and get damaged and everything. So, yeah.
If they drove over it on purpose with their car, they may get charged, but not if it just breaks naturally.
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing that April 1st is the first day to start that resident can start renting out cans. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Is it garbage and recycling or just one?
You can rent either or both.
Okay. Is there going to be different sizes, or is there like one size you guys are going to offer?
We're going to offer just the one size. If you're asking for a second can, then I can't imagine you would want a smaller to two different sizes.
Right.
It doesn't really make any sense. If you can get the one can out there, you can get the other can out there.
And then is there a charge to rent the cans, or is it just charge for extra?
What do you mean?
I know you mentioned that there's, I think it's, oh, you said 150, correct me if I'm wrong, 150 a year for extra cans?
For
Is there-
garbage. Yep.
Okay, and then is there a charge for renting the cans? And
That covers it.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible deal.
Okay.
And that's
And then-
in
The
Go ahead.
recycling's a different rate. It's 70, just so he has the right number.
right. Recycling will be 70 a year for an extra recycling can.
Now, when residents want to rent out cans, do they just go to the village office to pick it up, or will it be dropped off? What's the
If they call the office, they'll get on the list and then they'll be dropped off at their house.
All right, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah,
Don. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just in case any missed it, the trash issue made the front page of the Cortland Standard today.
Oh,
Ooh,
did
that-
it?
What?
That's good. That's good reading.
Don, what do you have?
Just if Tanya could send me that information tomorrow, if possible, tomorrow morning, we'll get it in this week. It'll
Yep,
get some,
I'll send it to you.
okay,
problem.
thank you. Nothing else.
All right. Thanks, Don. Brad, anything?
You muted yourself, Brad. Now you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Oh, there we go.
Can't hear you, Brad. You want maybe type it in the chat? I don't know. No questions.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. All right, then. Based on that, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?